Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I decided to do a video on a summer/sweat-proof makeup routine. I was recently in Florida for vacation and I wore foundation one day and it was just super hot. It was like 95 degrees or something and all the foundation was just like creasing all over my face. And so I played around with some products and I found a routine that worked really well for me. I went to the pool with it, to the beach, and it was like really hot days and my makeup did not budge. So if you guys are interested in finding and using a new routine that works really well on hot summer days, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is moisturize. So today I'm going to be using the Belief True Cream Aqua Bomb moisturizer. I love this stuff. It is really hydrating and it doesn't feel like too tacky since I have oily skin. So yeah, I think that like skincare is a really important thing when doing like no makeup or minimal makeup looks. Like for me, especially like right now, like my skin is just breaking out because I was trying new products and things. Like I had been using the Drunk Elephant, the Glycolic Night Serum and the C Firma, and I think it's not best to use them like on the same day, so I started alternating them. But like initially I was using them on the same day, like in the morning the C Firma and then the Glycolic Night Serum at night, and I was just breaking out like crazy, so I stopped doing that and I alternate the days with that. But yeah, as I was saying, like minimal makeup days and stuff, you want to make sure that you have a good base, like so you want your skin to look at its best, so definitely try to find a skincare routine that works for you. Alright, so next I'm going to be applying sunscreen. I'm using the Clinique Super City Block in 40 SPF. Sunscreen is really important. I've said it in my previous videos. You don't want to deepen up and darken up any like acne scars that you have, or even create any new dark spots on your face. Alright, so next I'm going to be using primer. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Prime and Poreless. I really like this one. It's always worked well for me, even on regular foundation days. Like it just maintains my foundation, minimizes my pores. It's really great for all that. Alright, so next, so since this is kind of more of a summer sweat-proof look, so I was just recently in Florida, and as you can see, it's fading a little, but I'm a little tan, doesn't match my face, and so I didn't have a foundation to wear. I wasn't really wearing that much foundation there anyways, because Florida is super humid and hot. It was like 90-something degrees every day. And so one day I wore foundation and it was just like, it held up pretty nicely because I do have like a good routine for foundation that works well for my skin, but there was a lot of like when I was sweating, it was like all building up and caking up here, so I didn't want any of that. And since my skin was acting up, like I said, I was planning on wearing no makeup whenever I went to the beach or the pool, because typically I don't like wearing any makeup when I go like that, but I do whenever like my skin is acting up. I just feel like super self-conscious about it. It's not terrible, but I did, when I was in Florida, I had like breakouts like coming up. So I wanted to, for some reason, I don't know why, like I haven't used BB creams in forever. But I took this on vacation with me because I was just like, oh, maybe I'll want to use this, like, you know, on days that I don't want to wear makeup. But whenever I tried this before, it was like super dark for me. So, but while I was on vacation and I tanned, this worked really well for me, and it's in the shade medium. So this is what I've been using. BB creams are really nice because it feels like a moisturizer. You don't feel like you have foundation on, and that's kind of really what I would go for, especially in the summer, like on hot, humid days. And you don't want to wear foundation because it just feels super like thick and heavy on your skin. So BB creams are really nice, like I was saying, because again, they feel like a moisturizer. They're really lightweight and they do provide some like minimal coverage. So since like my spots it's mostly like acne scars and stuff, this is what I would really go for instead of a foundation. So I'm just gonna lightly dot that over my face like I would, and you can use a brush or your fingers to blend it out. It depends. I think that brushes give you more of a fuller coverage, so if you want that, then use a brush. And I'm just going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush and just kind of buffing that into the skin. Again, you could use your fingers or your hands, depending on the kind of coverage you want. And with like anything, whenever you have a tan, you want to make sure that you blend it down to your neck, because sometimes my neck doesn't tan, just like my face doesn't really tan, so you want it to match down to your skin. Alright, so now moving on to concealer. This isn't really a necessary step, but I got the waterproof concealer from Smashbox and I really been wanting to try it out. So I did, when I was on vacation, I used the new Too Faced concealer, and I really like that. It held really nicely. It didn't crease like at all, and I wore that, like I wore a little bit of that whenever I did this kind of look, and that held up really nicely, so you can use that as well. But I did want to try out this waterproof concealer. It might be a little light for me right now, but that's okay. So from this formula I can see it's really like sheer, which is nice, I guess, for a waterproof concealer. And I'm going to be using the ColourPop Small Fluff Brush just to blend that out. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera. I do a video on my brow routine. That's just kind of the same thing what I do for this look. My brows using these products maintain nicely whenever I'm in the heat, so it doesn't really make a difference for me whether it's summer or whatever season. I still do the same brow routine, so you can check that video out, and I'm just going to do these off camera. Alright, so my brows are done, and now I'm just going to move on to bronzer before I set my face, because I'm going to be using cream products. Whenever you're going to go like in the water, in the pool, and your face is going to get wet or sweaty, you want to lean towards cream products because they tend to stay in more, like again, like that BB cream. It's really moisturizer like, so that's why it blends really nicely into the skin, and it doesn't come off as easily as a foundation or a powder product would. So I'm going to be using the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is the liquid version, and I'm just going to use that to bronze up a little bit. And I'm using a damp beauty blender because it's easier to blend it out than a brush would be. I feel that sometimes with brushes it kind of picks up on that product and then just takes it away. So I recommend using a damp beauty sponge. So now I'm just going to go ahead and set my face. I'm going to be using the Sephora Micro Smooth powder. I know that I said that powder products aren't really the best, but I need to set my face because otherwise it'll just be an oily mess. And this is what I used on vacation, and it worked really well for me. It held up nicely. So I'm just going to set my whole face using this. And make sure you bring that down to the neck because we also applied some product there. And next I'm going to be using the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder just to set under the eyes. I've been loving this product. I've said that a lot already, so you guys know the drill with that. And it just holds up really nicely, so I'm just going to use that under the eyes to highlight. Alright, so next we're going to do mascara, and I'm going to be using, of course, a waterproof mascara. As you guys know, I use waterproof mascaras on the regular because they're the only kind of mascaras that hold up my straight lashes. They're the only ones that maintain that curl. But again, for sweaty, hot summer days, whenever you're going to get in the water, you want to make sure that it's a waterproof mascara in order to make sure that you're not dripping all that mascara on your face. Alright, so we're just going to do mascara as usual. Alright, so now that mascara is done, we're going to move on to highlight. So this is a summer look, like I said. We want to look hydrated, and again, a big part of that is moisturizing, like I said, and having a good skincare routine and making sure that your skin is always hydrated. No matter what skin type you are, I used to be afraid of like any moisturizer because my skin is so oily, and I always felt like, oh my gosh, putting moisturizer on, it's not good. But you always want to do that. It just makes your skin look a lot healthier and glowing. But now we're going to put on some highlight, and again, we're doing liquid products. So I'm going to be using the Cover FX drops. These right here, and we're just going to use those to highlight. So I just kind of dot that on the high points of my cheek, and then I just kind of blend that in with my fingers. Or you can use a beauty blender. Alright, so now that we have that, I have another product that I want to use. It is the Laura Mercier highlight. It's a stick one, like this. And it just looks like this, and I'm just going to dot that right on top of that highlight. And again, using a damp beauty blender just to blend that in. And I'm going to use this highlight for my nose. And you just really want to focus on all the high points of your face. I also put this in the inner corner because I don't really wear eyeshadow on days like these. You can. There are cream eyeshadows that will work nicely for you. But I personally just don't really like wearing eyeshadow in the pool. I feel like it's just a little much. And I feel like that's kind of risky if it comes off and it's just a mess. Alright, and lastly we're going to use another highlight. I know it's a lot, but it's summer. You want to be glowing. So I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors Fuego highlight, my favorite. You guys already know. And we're just going to put that right on top. And this also kind of like sets in those liquid products that we used, so they just won't budge. Alright, so lastly we're going to move on to lips, and I'm going to put a makeup wipe on first just to get off that BB cream that got onto my lips. Alright, so like I was saying, a big thing about summer looks and, you know, kind of glowy summer looks, you want to make sure that you look hydrated, and that includes your lips. So I'm going to be using a lip scrub just to scrub my lips a little bit. And it just leaves your lips looking plumped and refreshed, and it kind of brings like that color back to it. So I'd recommend using a lip scrub. So we're just going to go ahead and do lips as normal. I know that there are lip stains you can use, but I don't really own any. My lipsticks kind of hold up pretty nicely, like with sweat. It doesn't really make a difference. The only thing is like when eating and stuff, but you could use liquid lipsticks for that. And I'm going to be using the ColourPop Luxe lipstick in the shade Appy. Okay, and to give that a little bit more color, we're going to go on top of that with Uno Mas. This is a little more of like a corally shade, so I like that in combination with this one. Alright, so now I'm just going to put a little bit of highlight on top of my lipstick because I don't want to wear a gloss because my hair would just be sticking on it all over the place. But with a highlight, you kind of give it the appearance of a gloss without putting a gloss on. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I know it seems like a lot of steps to be taking for kind of like a no makeup summer look, but coming from someone who like dealt with a lot of like acne and like acne scars and insecurities that came with that, I found myself like being unable to like go anywhere without any makeup on. And I mean, my skin has improved since then, but like I know that a lot of people deal with that insecurity and want to wear makeup like to the gym and to like the pool, to the beach, and like places where like other people think like, oh, why are you wearing makeup there? But it's just like really like an insecurity that a lot of people can have dealing with acne. So I mean, that's why for me, I know that I like wearing foundation and like makeup sometimes, not all the time. Now that my skin has improved, I feel more confident and able to not wear makeup places. But yeah, so I know that I used to always look up like summer-proof like makeup and like things that I can wear to the pool so that like people aren't looking at my acne, and it was just kind of like, it was like a dumb thing, I know. And like during this vacation, like since I was breaking out of that, you know, it's funny because I was doing like all this like detox thing for my skin because I wanted it to be like looking great while I was on vacation, so I didn't have to wear makeup. But the opposite kind of happened, and my skin did not react so well to that. But anyways, so yeah, so I wanted to wear the BB cream, and it actually turned out great because the BB cream that I have actually matched my tan, which otherwise it would have been way too dark for my regular skin color. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys found it helpful. I know that in hot summer days it's hard to wear makeup because it's just like budging and moving around, especially with like foundation and like a full makeup face. But this, it's really just kind of like BB cream and like cream products, and it's just kind of like you don't really feel like you're wearing anything. Like my face just feels like my skin, like regular like moisturized skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.